Okay guys, so Arcane, the official account, made another post with a script from the second season of Arcane. Another one because up until this moment they posted 4 different scenes together with the scripts as far as I remember. One whenever Jinx is fighting Warwick, another one whenever Caitlyn, while crazed, is thinking about shooting Jinx and Isha steps in, and well, another one where they create the Z drive in the alternate timeline. Now, as you can see, it is the moment whenever Ekko saves Jinx. To me, these are very cool because the scripts can reveal information you probably missed while watching the show, or information you had no idea was intended to be part of that scene. So let's get into this one. Jinx inserts the gemstone in a special grenade painted to look like Isha. She gazes into its still eyes, feeling every pang of loss she's ever experienced. Primes the grenade. A look of serenity washes over her face. She can finally sleep. Now let's talk about this for a moment. I'm definitely not seeing the Isha resemblance here, but one thing I can say based on the Arcane art book is the fact that this grenade has Isha's handprint on it. Or at least the description of this grenade has this idea under it, right? Now maybe you can see a resemblance, I can't, and that's fine. Moving on, this line right here ties in really well with the song itself because as far as I remember, the song says, "Death is like falling asleep." Now all of that happens until time rewinds. As she gazes at the grenade of Isha, a voice calls out from the shadows of the lair, Ekko. Now one thing I'm very curious about, and I'm interested to see what other people have to say, what do you think happened with Ekko whenever he was transported back to the main timeline? Was he transported back to the Hex Gates, or was he transported in Jinx's lair? Personally, I tend to believe the second idea, but I'm curious to see what your opinion is. Type it in the comment section if you want to. So Ekko tries to save Jinx and says, "Wait, I just want to talk to you." To which Jinx replies, "Get out of here, Ekko." Ekko again tries to get her out of this state, says, but he is stopped by the grenade exploding. So he has to pull the cord to the Z drive again and again, trying to talk Jinx out of her manic and, something I'm not allowed to say on YouTube, state. It goes poorly. Every iteration injures him. He rewinds time, but the injuries remain. Honestly, I like this idea a lot. The fact that you cannot use the Z drive without consequences because, as you can read right here, the injuries sustained remain. Now, I'm not sure what you believe, guys, but I have seen people in the past mentioning the idea that Ekko probably rewinded time more than we saw in the show. So in the show he rewinds time 5 times or however many times, but it was probably many more times than that. What do you think? Tell me in the comment section. So Ekko chooses another dialogue option, but because the speech level is not high enough, he is about to say something he doesn't want to. And the line goes like this: "I just want to talk to you, pal." Stops himself and says, "Jinx." In return, Jinx doesn't say anything, but the bomb explodes. Moving on, she pulls the pin and Ekko once again rewinds time using the Z drive. Each time he emerges more bruised, more battered, more haunted by what he's lived through. That's a pretty cool description, not gonna lie. It's agonizing and endless, but he pushes on. Endless fits really well with what I mentioned earlier, the idea that he rewinded time more than we saw in the show. Could be. So he pushes on, but then we have a crazy line the Time Bomb fans are definitely going to enjoy. As you can see, Ekko's not going to give up on Jinx, not again. This ties in really well with multiple things, obviously with the alternate timeline whenever he talks to Powder about giving up on her, then Season 1 whenever he tells Vi that Jinx is in control, it's only Jinx, Powder is gone, and of course, the 7-year time skip, because we know of at least one instance when Ekko tried saving Powder. However, it probably happened multiple times until he finally gave up. She pulls the pin, Ekko echoing. Wait. Ekko rewinds the explosion, then says, "Always a dance with you." Finally a good line. And then Ekko can collapse from his wounds and from exhaustion. I'm saying it's a good line of dialogue because Jinx goes from using the grenade to analyzing Ekko. He has time to choose another dialogue option. I think I'm just gonna sit here a minute, catch my breath, see if I can talk an old friend out of blowing us up. At this point, and I believe this fits really well, Jinx realizes that Ekko is real, not her imagination. That could very well work in this situation, and instead of using the grenade, she just lets herself fall forward into the waiting abyss. She's tired of talking. Ekko echoing again yells no. The Z-Drive hums as events rewind, returning Jinx to the catwalk. Then Ekko, with the correct line of dialogue, says, I learned from someone very special that no matter what happened in the past, it's never too late to build something new. Jinx notices the Z-Drive, the monkeys in the Z-Drive. Ekko sees that and replies, "Someone worth building it for." Off Jinx, conflicted, and the scene ends. Truth be told, this is my favorite moment between Ekko and Jinx from the second season. And now you are probably thinking to yourself, what do you mean? Ekko and Jinx don't have any other moments where they talk to each other. Sure, they join the battle, but dialogue between them? Nothing. There are implied moments, but that's about it. Of course, you're gonna say in the comment section that now we have a music video, and while that is true, and they are showcasing, or technically showcasing, another moment between Ekko and Jinx, the implied moments would be appreciated by many people, especially if they were included in a movie. Obviously, and I said it in the past in relation to a Cade Vice show, I expect Riot to use all the resources available to create the next project, focusing on another region and another set of characters. Only if they have resources to spare, that's the only way I can see a movie happening, and if not a movie, then through comics or books, that's fine to me. Either way, that's all I wanted to say. Now you can tell me your own opinion in the comment section. Thanks for watching and subscribe!